Yeah, hello there, YouTubes and Twitch. How the devil are we all? I'm very well, I thank you for asking. It's 7 p.m. here in the UK, it's 2 p.m. on the east coast of Americana land, and it's 6 a.m. in Fiji. Hello to all of the people of Fiji. I do hope the people of Fiji enjoyed Fiji Day, which literally happened on Saturday, on October the 10th every year, where they celebrate their independence from Britain, which I don't know why you'd celebrate that, really. Britain, as America is finding out, independence from Britain isn't always a good thing. Can be a poison chalice. But on a serious note, they celebrate their independence from Britain in the year 1970. Yeah, the the old British Empire is a lot more modern than a lot of people seem to think. In fact, we only gave Hong Kong back in 1999, when most of the people watching this were alive. So, you know. Anyway, speaking of people celebrating days and colonialism and white settler nonsense, happy Indigenous Peoples Day to everybody. Especially to Indigenous people, I suppose. Yeah. Anyone celebrating Columbus Day is either ignorant of the truth or is willfully celebrating a genocidal pedophile. That's right, a genocidal nonce. A man so evil that even the Spanish crown pulled him back to Spain and put him on trial for the evils he'd committed against the Taino people of Hispaniola. Kev's sound go all crackly? Is my sound going crackly? Buffering? Oh no, we've not got buffering. Oh, we've got drop frames. Oh, that's very peculiar. It looks to be back up. Why is it doing that? Oh, that's very strange. Okay. Anyway, well, I'll carry on and we'll see how that goes. I don't know why there's drop frames. Damn it! My drop frame rate thing has I went fucking weeks, about a week or something, without any drop frames, and now we've got drop frames, and that is a crime. No, I don't know. Anyway, right, I'm just going to fucking carry on and we'll see if any of this works. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day anyway. Yeah, the Taino people, I was just going to explain. The Taino people were the people of Hispaniola. They don't exist anymore. And not just in the way that the other Indigenous peoples of North and Central America don't exist in any statistically massive way anymore, but the Taino people do not exist at all anymore. They literally do not exist. So that's not ideal. Not ideal. He's a genocidal maniac. But happy Indigenous Peoples Day to the unfortunately very small number of Indigenous people who remain. Okay, it's now saying 0 kilobits per second. What? Oh, that's very strange. Why is it doing that? It's going from like 0 to 2000 kbs in jerky motions, which is not ideal. Okay, that's... well, I'm just going to have to carry on and we'll see what happens. Anyway. So, yes, right. Rory Cats. We're doing first of all, we're doing a Rory Cats thing update. Rory Cats, as you know, is been a little bit poorly. As you might be able to see here, his tail got caught in a door. A little bit of the tail at the end got sort of chopped off. So we had to go to the fucking vets, which cost a fortune, especially in COVID times, because you can't get an appointment at a regular one, so you have to go to the emergency one. Oh, it's a nightmare. Anyway. But he's now got the cone of shame on, bless him. But he's fine. Like, well, I have to give him 2 lots of painkillers a day, wrapped in chicken. I have to give him 1 lot of antibiotic, which is like a syringe thing, which I just put on chicken, and he eats that. He's a cat of simple pleasures. And I have to wash his tail in this antiseptic stuff, which you dab onto a cotton ball thing, and then clean the end of his tail, and then dry it off with a little rag. So, and I have to do that twice a day. He really doesn't like that bit. Anyway, especially because there's no chicken involved. It's literally just annoyance for him, and he does a weird little squeak, which is quite cute and enormously harrowing for me. So, you know, that's a thing. Anyway, he's basically fine. He's a fucking malingerer. I've explained this before. But he'll be back in the vets on Thursday. So hopefully he won't need surgery. Otherwise, oh, I'm broke. But yeah, he's basically fine. And look at his cute little face. You know? So yeah, that's the Rory updates. He's basically okay. Is the internet still being shonky? That's a word I haven't used in a long time. Yeah, no, that's apparently it's fine. Okay, cool. I don't know what the fuck's going on then. Anyway, so that's Rory Cat's dealt with. Rory Cat's dealt with. So we've got Columbus dealt with. Rory Cat's dealt with. They're both at very different extremes on the awesomeness scale. With Columbus not even being on the scale. That's how shit he was. But anyway, talking of people who are shit, Donald Trump of the weekend, right? He decided to hold a COVID super spreader event, otherwise known as he gave a really shortened speech at the White House because he's clearly still ill as fuck. Anyway, and it was part of Candace Owens' Blexit, Black Exit, where the black people are having to leave the Democratic Party or left-wing politics in general, apparently, or something. Yeah, that's her grift. Anyway, and Trump gave this speech, and he still had bandages on his fucking hand. Old man hand. Anyway, and those are clear. Look, he'd been out of, I know you said prison. It's one of the most comfortable prisons there's ever been. He's been out of the hospital for several days. So the fact that he's still got these bandages on his hand means he's clearly hooked up to some sort of drip in the White House. And I don't mean the drip in the White House that's called Mike Pence. Boom! Fuck you, Mike Pence. No, he's hooked up to some sort of, I don't know, steroid IV drip thing. Otherwise he'd be dead or something. I don't know. And you can tell by the way that he's still clearly ill as fuck, because the speech that he gave at the Blexit rally, which, by the way, no one seems to care anymore that you're not supposed to give party political speeches at the White House in that way. Well, that's clearly against the law, but he's broken so many laws now, I suppose they don't really give a fuck. Anyway, yeah, he was supposed to go on for half an hour. He went on for 17 minutes. Now, that won't necessarily be the end of the world, right? But you know Donald Trump, he's always overruns. Always overruns. I remember one of the first press conferences he ever did when he became president, the one where he was going on about, you know what nuclear is? You know what nuclear is? It's when atoms explode or something. He was just, I mean, I don't even know what he was talking about. He was talking about nuclear war. Oh, you know what they do with nuclear? Like, he clearly didn't understand what he was talking about. Anyway, oh yeah, and it was lots of bad things happen with nuclear. So he's just fucking, he didn't know what he was talking about. And it was supposed to go on for half an hour, and it went on for 2.5 hours. Because Donald Trump is one of these people who loves the sound of their own voice. I realise that's slightly hypocritical coming from someone who's decided of their own volition, for no financial benefit to themselves whatsoever, to talk to you for hours a day. So I know that's sort of hypocritical from my point of view. But the thing is, that's okay if you can breathe. Donald Trump clearly can't, though, right? Donald Trump always overruns. He never, ever underruns. Occasionally, he will be roughly on time, but generally speaking, he always massively overruns, except when he's having sex. 2 minutes at most, I'm guessing. Anyway, so he was supposed to do half an hour, he did 17 minutes. Clearly, he cut it short because he was having trouble, right? Well, we're going to watch the speech, by the way. It's fucking mental. I've got some stats and stuff. I brought receipts. It's all good. Yeah. And it's shit. It really shit. But it ran 17 minutes. He's clearly still ill as fuck. But was just coughing all over these people. So, you know, he's already struggling in the polls. Again, I've brought receipts. We'll get to it. But he's insistent that it's going to get worse for himself because he's killing off his own supporters. Because he doesn't care about winning so much as he cares about the affirmation. You can tell when they're clapping along to him and he's like, yeah, pointing at random people in the crowd. Like, that's all he cares about. He just wants the metaphorical blowjob. He doesn't care about killing his own supporters. Fuck, he doesn't care about killing his own wife or the staff that work with him or anything. He's garbage. Anyway, so he's ill as fuck. And like I say, this event was organised by one Candace Owens. You remember Candace Owens, the woman who's sort of standing for Hitler back like last year, the end of last year, going on about Hitler would have been okay if he'd just stayed within inside his borders. Look, if he just stayed killing all the Jews in Germany, that would have been fine. The fact is, he decided to go all globalisms about it. What can you do? Jesus. And she is a prick. Undoubtedly an absolute prick. Sorry, right. So, Candace Owens. And Candace Owens is summing up, for me now, very much the same thing that I warned you about when Trump first got elected. His biographer always said, whatever he or his people accuse you of, you can guarantee they are guilty of it. They always accuse their opponents of that which they are guilty. It's absolute classic projection. And we always get this, and as the CEO of Antifa, I can absolutely say that George Soros does definitely pay for all of us. That's how that works. Honest, I'm rolling in Soros bucks. Can you not see the palatial mansion I live in? Anyway, so that's a joke, right? Obviously, Soros doesn't do that, but they accuse us of that, right? Soros is bossing in protesters. No, he wasn't. Soros is paying for this. The Open Societies Foundation, the fucking Bilderberg, the Rothschilds, basically the Jews. When they say all of this, they mean the Jews are paying for the X, Y, and Z. It really is kind of the modern iteration of the lie of the learned elders of Zion bullshit. They're using underhand tactics to run the world. That's what they're doing. The Conservatives, when they say that bullshit. And but the thing is, they're clearly doing that themselves. Not on behalf of the Jews, on behalf of themselves, okay? Candace Owens here, her Blexit group, pays for attendees to travel to the Trump White House event. So basically, she's paying black people to go to an event to potentially get fucking COVID from the COVID president who's got COVID, regardless of what his lying fucking doctors say. He's COVID as fuck, okay? He is COVID positive. It's the only way in which he is positive about basically anything, other than, I suppose, racism. And that's the point. Black people being paid to expose themselves to COVID to act as a prop for a racist piece of shit president. That is what Candace Owens is doing, okay? Anyway. Some guests on Saturdays, so on Fiji Day, go Fiji, Saturday's White House event on the South Lawn, which will be Donald Trump's first since testing positive for the coronavirus, had their travel and lodgings paid, and lodging, so not even travel, and so you got bed and board. Basically, if you have black skin and you're amenable to being used by Candace Owens, they will pay for you to go to a place and stay at the place and go back. I'd be surprised if there weren't wages involved as well. Anyway. Travel and lodgings paid by controversial Hitlerstan. Just say Hitlerstan. That's legally provable. Controversial conservative activist Candace Owens Blexit, according to emails obtained by ABC News. Now, Brexit is bad for many reasons. Not Blexit. Well, Blexit is bad. We'll get onto it. Brexit is bad for many reasons. The fucking linguistic abomination that is prefix exit. It might be the worst of them, frankly. It might be the worst of them. Everything is something exit now. Quexit was Quebec exit or something as well. I've heard air exit, which is era, which is the Republic of Ireland. All of this Grexit for Greek exit. Like, just stop. The suffix exit doesn't have to be applied to everything for everything. Okay, just end it. Fucking end it, or end me. Whatever. I don't fucking care. According to emails obtained by ABC News, supporters who were scheduled to attend a separate Blexit event earlier in the day were invited to attend a huge, I believe that's spelled with a U, outdoor rally by the group and asked to fill out a form that notified them that Blexit, a campaign urging black Americans to leave the Democratic Party, will be covering travel costs. Who's paying for that? Oh, it's the Koch brothers. Never mind. Or the Mercers, one of the two. That's who's funding all of these people. Dave Rubin, fucking all of them. PragerU, yeah, those people. The Daily Wire, it's all the same fucking folks. Guests were later informed they would be receiving an invitation from the White House to attend an event with Trump. This is delightful. In an email from Owens, obtained by ABC News, attendees were told, all in caps, everyone must bring a mask to be allowed entry into the White House grounds, and that absolutely no exceptions will be made. I'll repeat. Everyone must bring a mask to be allowed entry onto the White House grounds. Absolutely no exceptions will be made. Except Trump, who turned up in a thing and then took it off, and they all cheered, because they're garbage. Anyway, yes. Yeah, this is amazing. When reached for comment, Owens told ABC News, "We are not interested in participating in your obvious media angle here to slander/attack the president regarding COVID-19. She added that Saturday's event is about supporting law enforcement in in minority communities. Thank you, Candace, you idiot. So basically, it was to defend the murder of black people by police, which, you know, is not enormously surprising, but there we go. Exactly, my freedoms. This is clearly communist infiltration of Blexit. This whole needing a mask thing. I was told this was cultural Marxisms. The fuck is going on here, Candace? We need to get to the bottom of this shit. Exit is the new gate. Oh yeah, like Watergate and all that fucking nonsense. Anyway, so let's take a listen to Trump's absolute bullshit. Again, this gathering is illegal. This is obviously party political. They're all in blue because that's the Blexit thing. And they're all wearing MAGA hats because that's the Blexit thing. But apparently everyone else is an NPC. Look how these motherfuckers are dressed. Jesus. Oh, that sound needs to be turned up, doesn't it? Unfortunately.
Thank you.
USA! 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 Is he clapping himself, or is he clapping them chanting USA? Look at the smile on his face, what a twat. Actually, we need to up the quality, so you... No, we can't. It's like... Fox 59 News, you are shit. You upload your videos in 360p. You're a news organisation. I upload in 720p. Jesus. Or 720 or 1080.
Well, thank you very much, and keep that enthusiasm going. Get out and vote. We got to vote. We got to vote these people into oblivion.
Into oblivion. These people, who are also American citizens, into oblivion. And he's definitely trying a weird campaign strategy at the minute. I don't have the link for this, but I will fucking find the bastard. Trump, this morning, I think it was, or this morning our time, whatever, this afternoon, was tweeting out some Happy Columbus Day. Do you see what I mean about being scum if you do the Columbus Day thing? Or ignorant. I don't think he's ignorant. I think he knows full well. Um, no, hang on. He's such a weird... Look at that for a profile picture. What a mental case. Sorry. Where is it? He was going on about other places going to hell. Look, California is going to hell. Vote Trump. That's not good, Donald. You're the president of California, and the other 49 states and various territories. Why is yeah? That's on your watch, isn't it? That it's going to hell. And also, those people are Americans. Like, what the fuck are you doing? It's a bold campaign strategy. Parts of the country are literally hell. Vote for me? So, yeah, okay. New York has gone to hell, vote Trump. Illinois has no place to go. Sad, isn't it? Vote Trump. He's a fucking lunatic. I think we can all say that now. Donald Trump is obviously this commission that Pelosi wants to set up for the 25th Amendment is obviously like a bit of trolling / campaigning, right? But it might actually be sort of true. He's clearly lost it to some extent. 1 second. Gesundheit to myself. Anyway, yeah, so he's mad. He wants to obliterate Americans, and he thinks that parts of America are hell. America first? Okay.
Vote him into oblivion. Got to get rid of him. So bad for our country. First of all, I'm feeling great. I don't know about you. How's everyone feeling? Good?
Yeah, he's feeling great, which is why he's still got bandages on his fucking wrinkly old man hand. Yeah. Yeah, he's feeling so great, everyone, honest. That's why he had a 30-minute speech, which he barely got halfway through. Because he's in the first flush of health. Now, the thing is, he's a 70-plus-year-old, like 75, whatever he is, year old man who's just got out of hospital. I'm not expecting him to be doing fucking tap dancing on the roof of the White House. But the point is, don't lie about it. Just like the thing when he said, I'm the most physically healthy guy to ever run for president. That's clearly not true. The guy he was trying to take over from, Obama, could knock down 3 balls. Right? 3-point shots in basketball. I doubt Donald Trump could throw the ball that far. Again, that's not a problem. He was in his 70s. He was 70, 71, whatever he was. That's fine. But don't lie about it. Fucking old, out of shape, literally clinically obese human being. And I don't say that as a judgment call. I'm saying we know his weight and his height and all the rest of it. He is a clinically obese 70-plus-year-old man. He's not going to be super duper fit. He's not fucking an Olympic athlete. That's fine. Just don't lie.
And I'm honored to welcome, we call this a peaceful protest.
That was the strangest line from it. This isn't a protest, Donald, at all. Like, what does he think those words mean? Look, I know he's trying to dog whistle their peaceful protest, but actually the blacks are violent. I know exactly what he's trying to do, but he's really bad at it, just like Lauren Chen. We'll get onto that later. He's really bad at dog whistling his racist bullshit. Because he just said, this is a peaceful protest. Now, I've no doubt that it's peaceful. I don't wish to besmirch the fine, literally paid for... Can we call them crisis actors? Then it's not really well, it is a crisis. America's in hell, apparently, so clearly it is a crisis, and they're paid to be there. They're crisis actors. I'm not denying that these crisis actors were acting peacefully. That's absolutely fine. It's not a protest. It's literally the opposite of a protest. They're there to metaphorically suck you off, Donald. It's not a protest. It's the opposite of that. You fucking cretin.
To the White House in support of the incredible men and women of law enforcement and all of the people that work so well with us. And I have to tell you, our ability, thank you very much.
Excuse me, Donald. I thought all lives mattered. What's going on here, bro? Why you gotta bring your identity politics into it? Do the white people not matter? Or why only the blacks and Latinos? What's going on there, mate? I don't see colour. Okay? I am awesome. And blue lives matter. But that's the only colour I see. And blue lives are a thing. Mainly Smurfs. Anyway. That actually happened. Oh god, yeah, I'll tell this. I won't reveal any names. A person I used to know on the internet a long time ago, don't know her now. Anyway, she was used to send me some lewds and stuff. And she once sent me one with blue wax on her downstairs bits. And I didn't send this to her, but my immediate thought was, it looks like you've just fucked a Smurf. Apologies. There's no way she's listening to this. It's fine. And I haven't identified her, so I think that's okay. But that amused me. That's a thought that entered my mind that I will never forget. When senility has ravaged every other part of my mind, that memory will stick with me. Anyway. Am I a bad person? Probably, yeah. Probably. We are having problems with the internet tonight. That is true. Is anyone having buffering issues? We're dropping frames. We shouldn't be dropping frames. There's no reason for us to be dropping frames, but we are. So I'll just have a little check with everyone. No one's complaining about it, so maybe it's not too bad, but we are definitely dropping frames tonight. Maybe. Tony's having problems, okay. Oh, that's annoying. There's no reason for it either. Had to reload. Okay. My legs are buffering. Okay. Well, that's good. No, it's not. I don't even know what it means. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so we've covered Smurf fuckery as well tonight. Good. I'm hitting all my points.
Thank you. But before going any further, I want to thank all of you for your prayers. I know you've been praying, and I was in that hospital. I was watching down over so many people, and I was
watching down. Does he think he's God? I mean, I was praying, not for him, but you know. When he says I'm sending thoughts and prayers, it doesn't mean good thoughts and prayers, does it? You know?
Open to say hello to those people, and I took a little heat for it, but I'd do it again. Let me tell you, I'd do it again.
Yeah, you are garbage.
And on behalf of myself and the First Lady, this has been really an incredible outpouring, and we're starting very, very big with our rallies and with our everything, because we cannot allow our country to become a socialist nation. We cannot let that happen.
Why not? If the American people decide that's what they want, why would that be an issue? Unless you're not for democracy, of course. Also, it's not in any danger of doing that. So, I mean, it's mental. And you think to yourself, well, he's mentioned socialism. Will communism get mentioned? Of course it fucking will. This is a Donald Trump speech. Of course it will. Naturally.
And that's what would happen. Or worse. By the way, or worse.
Or worse.
I want you to know our nation's going to defeat this terrible China virus, as we call it.
China virus, as we call it. That's the worst thing. It's not just that he calls it China virus, which is obviously racist and fucked up, because China virus, as we call it. Yeah, we know you call it, but you go out of your way. It's not even what you actually call it, because when you're being interviewed properly and you want to give a serious answer, you say coronavirus or COVID or whatever. You specifically go out of your way to rile up your base with China virus. So that's not actually what you call it. The fact that you need to suffix that with, that's what we call it. No, you don't. You're a liar. It's just so transparent that it's shtick. You know, it's business. And when I say business, I don't mean like selling stuff. I mean like it's part of his act.
And we're producing powerful therapies and drugs, and we're healing the sick, and we're going to recover, and the vaccine is coming out very, very quickly in record time, as you know.
And if you're poor, you will not have access to any of it, so fuck you. That's literally the Republican position.
No, it's coming out very, very soon. We have great companies doing it, and they'll be distributing it, and we will through our military very rapidly.
Very
Through the power of the
rapidly.
American...
Regardless of who the... Oh, shit. Hang on. Oh, for...
People's energy.
Thomas. Sorry, I'll get back to where I was, and then I'll...
Not let that happen. Coronavirus, as we call it. Great company.
Anyway, what I was going to say, I'll just use the space bar. That does the thing I needed to do. It stops and then it plays. Anyway, what I will enjoy about whoever becomes the next president, and it will happen because this old fuck's going to die, so even if he tries to fucking dictator it, it's going to be someone else after him. The old thing about was the old Roman line about the only person you can't kill is your successor. So, yeah. That's that's true. That's as true now as it ever was. So basically, the next person who comes in can it just be someone who doesn't go very or extremely bad. It's very bad or very good. Everything has to be an exemplary example. It has to be such an extreme thing. Like everything's absolutely shit. Like, can't it just be okay or kind of shit or kind of good? And then when you actually say, oh, this thing is very bad, it means something. It has an impact. Because people go, oh, well, they don't usually describe everything that way. Anyway, I mean, it's a small gripe considering he's doing genocide, but it's something I'd quite like from a leader, is someone who can speak like an adult. Would be good.
He's doing it, and they'll be distributing it, and we will through our military very rapidly.
Very rapidly.
Through the power of the American spirit, I think, more than anything else. Science, medicine will eradicate the China virus once and for all. We'll get rid of it all over the world. You see big flare-ups in Europe, big flare-ups in Canada, very big flare-up in Canada. You saw that today. A lot.
Yeah, there's flare-ups across America. I mean, to be honest with you, the parts of America are going to hell, and it's because of your public health policy, Donald.
Flare-ups, but it's going to disappear. It is disappearing, and vaccines are going to help, and the therapeutics are going to help a lot.
Unless you're poor, in which case, just die. Just die quietly. We've got to get people back to work so that the billionaires can stay even richer than they would have been previously. Come on now.
I just want to thank everyone this afternoon. What beautiful colors. Where did you get that color, Candace?
Well, her parents. That's how genetics... Oh, no, you're not talking about her race. Sorry, Donald. You mean the blues. Yeah, oh, right, that's because she's astroturfed money. She's got astroturfed money, and she's, spending it on the blue colour thing. Because that's what they do. Because they're not NPCs, but they are all literally dressed the same. They all believe exactly the same thing. But black people need to think for themselves, as long as they totally agree with Candace Owens on everything. So,
where did that come from? What a beautiful color. I want to get one of them. I want to put one of them on instead of a white shirt.
No, you don't. Otherwise, you could have done. I'm sure the United States federal government could have procured you a light blue Blexit shirt if you'd wanted one, Donald. You're a liar.
I want to thank you, though, seriously. Every day, more black and Latino Americans are leaving behind left-wing politicians and their failed ideology. That's what they are. They failed for many years, and
the numbers don't bear that out, Donald. Just saying, brah.
Many decades.
Many.
Democrats have run nearly every inner city in America, and I mean for 100 years. And
even though the parties have switched over in the time of the 100 years, so I'm just plucking numbers out of my asshole.
Policies have delivered nothing but calamity, poverty, and trouble.
Nothing but that. I keep forgetting to put the fucking ad block on. Jesus. Yeah, nothing but. Again, it's just this childish need for there to be, your enemy is complete evil. Nothing. They produced nothing but harm. Literally nothing good has come. They just go around stabbing people, their own constituents, to death and drinking their blood because nothing good can come of it. Like, ass.
Sleepy Joe Biden's betrayed black and Latino Americans. If you think he can run this country, you're wrong.
Sleepy Joe didn't have to go to hospital, though, did he? Just saying, bro.
For half a century. Shipping your jobs to China, that's what they've been doing. We're bringing the jobs back. We've been bringing them back.
No, you haven't. You literally haven't been bringing the jobs back. And you're going about your opponents shipping jobs back. You are the only person in this race who has actually shipped jobs to China. Your hats are made in China. Your ties are made in China. Lots of your shit is made in China.
We've been charging China a lot of money, too, with the tariffs. A lot of money. Billions.
That's not how any of the works. You still don't understand the basics of economics. You put a tariff on, China isn't paying for it. The people importing it are. Which just means they then pass on that cost to the American public. The American public are paying your tariffs. That's how tariffs work.
Billions and billions of dollars. Opening your borders to mass illegal immigration.
Yeah, that's how we're going to get rid of the white people. In Minecraft.
The wall is now 380 miles long. It'll soon be finished.
Firstly, no it isn't. That's a lie. They're actually tearing down bits and selling it for scrap. And secondly, it's nearly finished. Donald, that's about a 2,000 mile border. If you've built even if we accept, which we shouldn't because it's a lie, but hypothetically, let's just accept you've built 380 miles of new fencing, which you haven't, just to be very specific, you haven't there. But let's say you have, that still leaves about 1,500 miles. So you've had nearly 4 years and you've built 380 miles, which isn't true. How are you going to, fucking do 6 times more of that? No. Yeah, about that much. About 6 times. 5 times, 6 times more than that in the no time at all between now and when you get kicked out of office. How is that going to happen? It's nearly finished. And the people cheered that. Even though that's... I mean, just think about it for a second. 380 miles. Do they know how long the border is? Do they care? No, they don't. Clearly.
Trapping us in endless foreign wars, these ridiculous foreign wars that last for 19 years. Our people...
Which you haven't stopped. And you've consistently tried to warmonger with North Korea and Iran and Venezuela and various other places. So you haven't done anything about that either. It's just lie after lie, isn't it?
People are coming back home, you know that. And selling you out to the rich globalist Wall Street donors.
Jews.
They have the Wall Street donors. They want the Wall Street donors. Someday somebody's going to have to write a little story about that.
Or the fact that your marriages have all been witnessed by Wall Street donors. Your best friends are Wall Street donors. One of the few people you've had from the very beginning of your administration to the end is Steve Mnuchin, who's the Treasury Secretary, who was literally not Merrill Lynch. What company did he work for, Kev? Come on, Goldman Sachs. He was a Goldman Sachs executive. But you're so against the big Wall Street banks and all the rest of it, aren't you? Except you literally only ever talk about the stock market doing well. On the odd occasion, it does well.
Black and Latino Americans are rejecting the radical socialist left. And
are they? Because, again, not borne out by the numbers. And also, why are you bringing in your identity politics, mate? What's happening there? What difference does it make what colour they are? I thought all lives mattered. I thought, you get the point I'm making. You get the point I'm making.
And they're embracing our pro-jobs, pro-worker, pro-police.
Brandon pointing
we want
into the
law
crowd.
And order. We have to have law and order. And pro-American agenda.
How is it pro-American? You're literally saying that California is hell.
The Blexit Foundation for organizing this event. Thank you very much. Thank you. And especially your 2 founders, 2 friends of mine, great people, Candace Owens and former Tucson police officer Brandon Tatum. Thank you both. Great
By
job.
the way, yeah, Candace Owens and Brandon. People may remember Brandon Tatum. He was the guy who was literally saying it's okay to racially profile when you do policing in the PragerU video, which I took a look at some time back. He's also garbage.
What a great job. 2 really brilliant, smart young people. Great.
No.
And thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it. So you just marched to the White House because you understand to protect the lives of black Americans and all Americans, you have to have your police support you. You have to have that.
You'd be great if they ever did. That'd be awesome. They don't though, do they?
If the left gains power, they'll launch a nationwide crusade against law enforcement, and they've already done that. And you see them, they're doing that at a level that nobody's ever seen before.
Again, nobody's ever seen before. What are you talking about? You'll notice he never gives actual examples of anything. He just says they're doing this thing, and then moves on.
The other day in the debate, Biden couldn't even use the words law enforcement. I said, say law enforcement, say law enforcement. And he was bailed out by the anchor.
Yeah, you were asked to disavow white supremacy, and you didn't. You actually did the opposite of that by telling them to stand by.
Then I said very simply, I said, name one law enforcement group that's supporting you. He couldn't do it, but he was...
Yeah, you've got all the killers of black people supporting you, Donald. Yeah, that's true.
Bailed out by the anchor. Second time bailed. He got bailed out by that anchor a lot.
Almost as many times as your companies have been bailed out by not redundancy, bankruptcy. There we go. That line would have been way better if I'd remembered the word that I was trying to think of.
Their funds away, their firearms, their fundamental authorities, taking everything away, including your freedom. Joe Biden...
How, you stupid cunt, does that equate to taking away your freedom? Because you have literally been pro-law enforcement and have literally taken away people's freedoms. So how does them taking away the power of the police to oppress people take away their freedoms? Surely it adds to their freedoms. The police are not there to give a fuck about your freedom. And if you're a poor person, they're not even there to give a fuck about your property. They're there strictly to give a fuck and to protect the property of the rich. To protect the bulk of property from the majority in favour of the minority. Now, the minority in this case being the rich, like Donald Trump. Again, the fact that this motherfucker is a supposed billionaire, I don't think he actually is a billionaire, but in theory he's a billionaire. He lives in a skyscraper in Manhattan, but he's an outsider, you see. He's one of us. He's a populist. Fucking hell, how did America ever get duped by this fool? Well, it's not by him, it's by the Fox News media thing, but whatever.
Even said when you call 911, a therapist should answer the call. That doesn't work.
No, I don't think he said that. He said that therapy should be a part of the process. I don't think he literally said, if you ring 999, only a therapist should ever deal with you. But then again, this is just lies.
That doesn't work. But this is the people telling him what, because he doesn't say. He's told what to say. You saw what they introduced today. They've gone through a period of years. No fracking, no fracking, no fracking. All of a sudden, gets a nomination. He says there's going to be fracking. For Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, Texas, North Dakota, all of you, there will be, if it happens, all of those jobs are gone. Your energy jobs are gone. Okay,
but green energy jobs will be created in their place, and you'll have drinking water that you can use. So, actually, Donald, again, you can scaremonger as much as you like, but if you put in place actual energy, because the energy is still going to have to be produced, it'll just have to be produced in a more green and, environmentally friendly way. And, of course, he's not going to stop fracking, because Joe Biden isn't a radical leftist. Joe Biden is essentially a Republican in all but name. If you look at his track record and all the rest of it, his platform's a lot better than that, but he's really just a, bog standard 90s Republican type chap. Minus the race issue stuff, which has been progressed upon, but anyway. And that shows you how far the Overton window, which is a simplistic, reductive analysis of politics, but whatever. Let's just go with it because it's simple to understand. The window has shifted so far to the right, that's where we're at right now. He's not going to ban fracking. I'd love him to. It would be awesome. You could invest in green jobs and make sure that those people in those areas still have jobs and all the rest of it, which, by the way, they don't right now, Donald. So I don't even know what you mean that you're going to lose their jobs. They're not there. But you can invest in that way and not have the ecological catastrophe fuck that is shale gas pouring into your drinking water. And of course, these weird mini earthquakes and shit. Which, yeah, that's not good. None of this is good. Why is this? Why, literally, the debate was so frustrating when they were like, no, I like fracking. No, I like fracking more. No, we love fracking. Fracking's awesome. Like, oh. God. If it weren't for that fly landing on Mike Pence's head, I would probably have been quite depressed at the end of that. But the fly, it lifted my spirits.
If they get in, just remember I said it, okay? Just remember. Biden, I don't think so either. There's been, and I have to say, there's been more enthusiasm. We have had more enthusiasm right now, this year, than we had 4 years ago by a factor of 3 times.
By a factor of 3 times? Where's that number come from? Oh yeah, the same place that his 100-year Democrat run thing has come from. The cleft of his posterior.
And we had a lot. And they had none. They have no enthusiasm.
None whatsoever. There's no enthusiasm. It's ironic that they're cheering 4 more years because many of these people don't have 4 more years to live. They're going to catch COVID and die. So, you know.
They have no enthusiasm. In fact,
None.
The gap is so incredible. And a poll just came out. I think it said 56% of the people prefer their position now in the midst of a pandemic than they did 4 years ago. Think of what that means. 56. And it's a Gallup poll, and it's the highest poll ever recorded. 56.
It's a Gallup poll, and that's definitely true. Should we take a look at some other polling data, Donald? That maybe shows that you're not necessarily in the greatest situation ever. Oh, yeah, what's that? How popular is Donald Trump? 53% disapprove of you. And the general polling, 10.5 points back, mate, on average. That's bad. That's really bad. Look at these numbers, Donald. Look at them. I'm going to go back to where was the latest Gallup? Seems like he mentioned Gallup. Where's the latest Gallup polling? Come on, Gallup. You usually do one every few days. YouGov, Ipsos, YouGov. USC Dornasuf is taking the piss now. Okay. Where's Gallup? Oh, don't make me look on Gallup's website, for fuck's sake. No, Trump job approval is actually at 42%, so he was lying there. But more specifically, I want to get what Gallup is saying about the actual election. Gallup. What? Oh, fuck off. Where's Gallup? Have I gone past it or something? Am I missing something here? Oh, I thought that said Marxist College. It's Marist. I've got Marxism on the brain. I can't find a Gallup poll anywhere. Where the fuck was the last Gallup poll? YouGov, Opinium. Opinium's a shit name, isn't it? Even Fox News has him at 5 points up. Biden, that is. Oh, I really want to get on the Gallup one just so I can dunk on him. Hang on, let's see if I can find. No, okay. No, I can't find Gallup anyway. There's got to be one, Jesus. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but the point is, yeah, you're down on average 10.5 points, so your polling's dreadful, Donald. Dreadful.
6%. Now tell me about that. No, we had it going, and we really had it going, and then the plague came in from China, but we're getting rid of that, and we're rebuilding
the
it.
The plague came in from China. Jesus. Donald, you're the plague from America, my friend. And also know that you took over a successful economy, and it was on the verge of tanking anyway. It was the numbers were going in a bad direction. Yeah, and your handling of the COVID situation has made things so much worse.
Be better than it was even before.
No guarantee
But the
of
homes
that
and
at all.
churches
Absolute
and
nonsense.
businesses of Black and Hispanic Americans have been looted. You know that. They've been vandalized and burned by left-wing fanatics.
Yeah, it's the left-wing fanatics that are doing all of this terrorism, isn't it, Donald? Definitely. I mean, it's not as if your own fucking FBI literally said that white supremacists are the greatest terrorism threat in the entire... No, it's definitely the left that's the problem there. It's not your own fucking Department of Homeland Security saying, oh, white supremacists are the greatest terror threat in the nation. Oh, that kind of goes against your narrative, doesn't it, Don? Oh, and it's not as if, I don't know, say your own FBI raised the terror threat from white supremacists to, or neo-Nazis, whatever, to be the same as ISIS. ISIS! Load the fucking page, you dickhead. FBI raises neo-Nazi threat to the same level as ISIS. Donald! It's not as if, literally, the American police force, which you tried to take credit for, even though you had no involvement in it whatsoever, and they're just doing their job anyway, literally just had a plot by neo-Nazis to kidnap a governor of a US state. Gretchen Whitmer, you know, the person that you then went on to attack after that plan had just been foiled because you're a stochastic terrorist yourself. No, but it's definitely the left that are the massive problem when it comes to political violence, isn't it? Who made Andy No president? Jesus.
Total bad people. They know what they're doing. Yet Biden likes to call them peaceful protesters. You see people, you see anchors from a couple of the very bad, very corrupt networks standing.
Unlike Fox News and OAN, who are super awesome, they're not corrupt, apparently.
And behind them, the cities are burning, and they're saying these are peaceful protests. And you look, and everything's on fire.
Yeah, everything's on fire. It's not as if, the Los Angeles Lakers won the NBA championship. I would congratulate them, but fuck the Lakers. Anyway, a lot of their white fans in Los Angeles decided to have a little riot and attack police cars. But apparently that's fine when white people do it. Who knows?
And I want to thank our law enforcement, and I want to thank everybody in the community and the community drives for working with law enforcement. I want to thank them. I think...
somewhere in the world it's always 12 p.m.
Every law enforcement group in this country, practically. I don't know of any that I don't. Maybe there must be some. There must be one. They'll find one tonight. They'll say, no, he misrepresented. But we have a level of support, the likes of which nobody's, I don't think, ever seen before.
Ever seen before? Donald, do I have to go back? No one has ever seen before. Yeah, no one's ever seen a sitting president get 41% before. Don, you're getting fucked, mate. What are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
I think so. And you're going to see that. And you see how many crooked ballots are being found and turned back in and fraudulent? Just what I said. Then they'll say, he doesn't believe in freedom. I totally believe in freedom.
What are you gibbering on about now? He's lost his fucking mind. He doesn't. No, you don't believe in freedom, Donald. You've shown that rather conclusively. But that's got to do with ballots. I'm not sure.
It's called freedom. What we're doing is freedom.
Yeah, blackbagging protesters is totes about freedom. Totes.
Tremendous problems with the ballots. 50,000 in Ohio.
Completely made up, I'm sure. But he goes on basically to complain that they're rejecting some ballots. Well, yeah, because if they're not sent in properly, they get rejected. What do you fucking want? Do you want them to count those?
You have to see it. I mean, every day there's a story about ballots. Some thrown out. They
some
happen to have
made
the
up
name
bullshit
Trump.
by like
Military
Veritas.
ballots were thrown out with the name Trump on them.
Yeah, thrown out because they weren't acceptable. Like, it's not that they've got Trump on them, because some of them have Biden on them as well. The point is, if you don't send them in properly, and I know it's convoluted as fuck and they should simplify the system and all the rest of it. But under the current rules, which are set by each state, by the fucking way, because again, states' rights is super awesome somehow. There are certain like in some states you have to send back your ballot in one envelope and then put that envelope in its own envelope. And if you don't do that, it's invalid. Now that's fucking dumb, but that's the rule. The person at the other end didn't make the rule. They just say, okay, well, if it doesn't follow the rule, we throw the ballot out. That's how it goes. If you had an independent Federal Elections Commission that could set those rules and monitor it and all the rest of it, this wouldn't be a problem. But no, states' rights. Brilliant.
Okay? But I think we're going to swamp them by so much. Hopefully it's not going to matter. And we have law enforcement watching.
Oh, that's not threatening. We have law enforcement. Hopefully we'll win, but if not, we've got law enforcement. So, police state, yeah.
We have law enforcement watching all those ballots. They're being found for a reason.
Yeah, we've got law enforcement doing our political bidding. But we're the party that supports freedom.
Left-wing politicians like Kamala Harris, who really did not do very well the other night.
She did okay.
By the way, did our vice president do a good job?
No, obviously not. Again, look at the polling. It's pretty conclusive.
It was easy for him.
It was easy
No, he
for
did a
him.
great job because we're on the side of right. We really are.
You're on the side of far right.
We're on the side of right. And by the way, we are, and it's true, and I say it all the time now, more and more, we are draining the swamp like nobody in history has ever drained.
You've made the swamp more swampy than it's ever swamped before in its swampy life. You are the most corrupt. Literally, you are more than regime. It's phenomenal. How many of your fucking campaign are or were in jail?
Drained the swamp. Nobody in history has ever drained. We're here today to deliver a united message.
How fucking tired is this old fuck? Look, just go and lie down, you dickhead.
Message to police officers all across our great land that American, and I mean every American, every race and color, we love you. Every race, color, creed, we support you, we honor you. It's a dangerous profession. They've been doing an incredible job,
Yeah,
and I just want to
that's
thank them on behalf of everybody here today because that's why we're safe. In contrast, the Democrats' socialist program and platform, and it really is more than socialist. It's not just socialist. It's beyond socialism. He's just communist. It's, that's about right.
Yes, the Harris-Biden ticket is communist. Because that word means something to these people, apparently. Doesn't mean the same thing as what it actually is, or to what everyone else's understanding of it would be, but apparently it's communism.
But I recently announced my plan to deliver more opportunity, security, fairness, and prosperity to the black community, to the Hispanic community. And you know what it is, I don't have to go over it, but it's the Platinum Plan, and it's going to bring back new jobs, like at a level that you've never seen before.
Never seen before.
We've done a lot. We've done a lot. But increased capital, it's going to increase money coming into the black community, to the Hispanic community, where it's...
everyone supports the police. I forgot to fucking put this link in. Yeah, he says, oh, people, we all support the police. Police support is so high. No. As of August the 12th, 2020, a Gallup poll. You can't attack this because it's a Gallup poll, and you cited the Gallup poll. So, Gallup found that confidence in the police had fallen 5 points to 48%. So less than half of the people support the police in America. Donald. Yeah.
It's been very much shut out in advance, very much home ownership and wealth building. And it's already taken place, and it's taken place at a level. And had we not been hit by the pandemic, you would have seen numbers like you've never seen before. But those numbers are already rebuilding again.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you would expect that to a degree because you've just recklessly reopened the economy. So you've killed lots of people, but yeah, the red line, the profit is going up a little bit. Yeah, well done.
We're going to build up a peaceful and safer neighborhood program like you haven't seen, with the highest standards of policing. We'll create a health care system that delivers better care at a lower cost. Obamacare is a disaster. We want to terminate it. We want to get great health care, and that's what we're doing. Great health care.
Terminate
we'll always
it?
take care.
You want to abort it? That's outrageous. What kind of ACA killers are you? Also, I'd love them to explain once when they say Obamacare's a disaster. How is it? Can you actually elaborate on that for us?
Care of pre-existing conditions, always.
Even though you literally went to federal courts to try and eradicate the pre-existing conditions bit. Your administration literally went to court arguing that it was unconstitutional to have to ignore the to get rid of the pre-existing. It was unconstitutional, and therefore you should be able to get rid of the pre-existing conditions clause of the ACA. You literally went to court and argued that, Donald. Well, you didn't personally, because you don't do anything, but your team did. Fucking adverts. Wow, we have been dropping frames tonight. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I knew it was too good to last. Never mind. Yeah, we've dropped... Fuck, man. We've dropped a lot of frames tonight. It's still actually going, but...
Now, if you look at what we've done in healthcare, people don't talk about it. We've done an incredible job. Less expensive healthcare at a much better healthcare at a much less expensive price.
Much better.
You can't do better than that.
Well, you could do, because you could actually make sure that all Americans have healthcare. You could do that. You're not going to. And also, it isn't cheaper. It's always more expensive in America, and prescription prices have increased massively.
And it's happening, and it's happening fast. Another thing is school choice. You have to have school choice. Charter schools,
School choice is such an obviously ridiculous right-wing idea. It's taking an individual solution and trying to ignore a systemic problem. Not every kid who goes to a poor school can just choose to go to a better school, because those better schools don't have the places for all of the poor kids. So even if you give them, like, in Britain, it's like a school credit thing, not all of the kids from the shit school can take that credit to the good school, because the places aren't there. It's not a solution to a systemic problem. An individual kid might be okay with it, because they can fit in one or two more poor kids at the good school, but they can't fit in the entirety of the poor kids' school into the rich kids' school. That can't happen. The numbers aren't there.
So I make this statement every once in a while, and people think it's a little bit on the bold side, but we've achieved a historic reduction in violent crime. We signed a landmark criminal...
Violent crime has been going down precipitously for ages now. So, again, that's not really on you as such, Donald.
Criminal justice reform bill.
And also, it's not record-breaking. It's been going down at basically the same rate it was before, as if you hadn't existed.
He thought was possible to even think about.
Possible to even think about. We passed a criminal justice reform that the people didn't think it was possible to think about. Imagine that sentence. He's a fucking child.
I did that.
No, you didn't. You're not a legislator. You didn't do shit.
I did that. I got that done. And I worked with a lot of people, but we got it done. The Obama administration couldn't get it done. Biden couldn't even think about it. He doesn't even know what it is.
What does that mean? Like, he's just a petulant little child. Oh, the black man couldn't do it, and the Biden, he doesn't even know what it is. He's a poopy head.
We have prison reform. We achieved the lowest black and Hispanic unemployment rate in the history of our country.
Literally untrue.
The black youth unemployment rate reached the lowest ever again in the history of our country.
Well, no, surely when they were all slaves, surely the unemployment level would have been lower. I mean, they weren't getting paid, but technically they were employed. So, and a lot of your supporters seem to think that was a better time as well. So maybe you could, add that into the fact, or not. Let's just ignore America because 1776 project or something. The fuck?
And last year, black and Hispanic American poverty reached the lowest ever in the history of our country. It's all building back up so quickly.
Again, that isn't true. That isn't true. People are demonstrably poorer than they were before. He's so full of shit. My God.
And if you look at what we've done with criminal justice reform, if you look at what we've done
Hello,
with historically black colleges and universities where we funded them, they couldn't get funded. Nobody was funding them for years and years. And
no one was funding them, but they somehow survived. No one was funding them, but they somehow survived on magic invisible money.
Decades, nobody was funding them.
No one.
And if
Nobody.
you look at what we've done with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, opportunity zones and the jobs created.
Opportunity zones basically just means even less tax on the rich in certain localities, on top of the already no tax they're paying.
And I've said it very strongly, and perhaps, I don't know, criminal justice reform, people say maybe that's the best of all, but the fact is they're all great. Every one of them is great. And I say the fact is that I've done more for the black community than any president since Abraham Lincoln. I say it. Nobody can dispute it.
I say it. I mean, you shouldn't say it because it's gauche as fuck, even if it were true. But no one can dispute it. I can. How about Lyndon Johnson passing the Equal Rights Bill? No? That wasn't enough? No? Okay. But apparently you being friends with Candace Owens and Kanye West, that outstrips that, clearly. By the way, don't at me with your shit about Lyndon Johnson. I know he wasn't fucking great or anything. I'm just saying there are people who've done more for black people in America as president than this piece of shit has. I'm saying nothing more about anyone else's policies, just specifically on that.
Nobody can dispute it. It's true. Nobody can dispute it. So we are now beginning the fastest economic recovery in history. We created a record 11.4 million jobs just...
But again, this is so dishonest, because you've created 11.4... Yeah, but that's after you lost like fucking 50 million or whatever the fuck it was. Crazy number. So the fact that you've bounced back a little bit... okay. So what? What, do you want a fucking medal? If you lose $100 and you make 10 of it back, that's not 10...
in the last 4 months. That's the fastest ever. The U.S. has seen the smallest economic contraction of any major nation anywhere in the world. So we've seen the smallest going down. If you look at it, that's an incredible statement. Our opponents will crush the comeback with unscientific lockdowns. They want to lock everything down. Here we go.
Unscientific. Firstly, you're in no position to talk about unscientific, you piece of shit. Because if you were being scientific, you wouldn't be even having this event. Let alone if you were following the US law, you wouldn't be having this event. Anyway, so lockdowns aren't unscientific. Those countries who significantly locked down early had fewer deaths, now been able to reopen their economy. In a way that countries that haven't, like Britain, the countries that haven't, like the US, countries that haven't, like Brazil, are fucked.
Again, they want to lock it down. No.
Oh, for fuck's sake, adverts.
We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to let it happen. So important you get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. So we got a great poll in Florida. Got a great poll in North Carolina.
Should we take a look again? Let's take a look at the pollings, shall we? Hang on, we want to go to specific states, don't we? What was it? He said Florida, where he's back, 4.5%? What else did he say? Hang on.
Get out and vote. So we got a great poll in Florida. Got a great poll in North Carolina.
North Carolina. They're not even fucking doing stuff in American Samoa and Guam. Outrageous. Or Puerto Rico or the US Virgin Islands. It's disgraceful activity. Where are we? North Carolina. Where Biden is up by 2.9%. So, again, no, you haven't got good polls.
They got a great poll in Arizona.
Arizona. He should be up in Arizona, you would think. Because isn't that like quite shit territory for... No, he's back for 3.9% in Arizona. So no, you don't have good polls there at all.
Got a great poll in Nevada, actually.
Nevada. Again, I have absolutely no idea if he does have good polling there. No. What are you talking about? got a great poll in Nevada. You're down nearly 7% in Nevada. This is madness. Hang on, it's actually showing up on the screen. Oh, you can't really see. It's behind my thing. Sorry. There we go. But the numbers I've been giving you have been true. I promise you. I'm not going to go back, but I'm just saying, like, it's there. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't lie about any of those numbers. They are genuinely what I said they were.
Just got a great poll in Nevada. I think we're doing really well. I mean, this is in addition to states that we're going to. And Georgia's looking fantastic. Texas is...
Georgia and Texas. Fucking hell. 5. Hang on. And again, this is the poll of polls. So this is an average. Okay? What else did he say? He said Georgia. So let's have a look at Georgia. Biden... Oh, hang on. I need to show you again, don't I? Biden is up by 0.9%. So, not a lot, but still, how is that great polling? It's fucking Georgia, you twat. And he said Texas as well. I think he's exactly in the lead in Texas. But the fact that he shouldn't be anywhere near close in Texas. Yeah, look at that. Trump's only up 1.5% in Texas. So that's within the margin of error, basically. The basic point is, he doesn't have good polling states that he's obviously going to win, like fucking Alabama or whatever.
Well, think about
the kind
Texas,
of states where if they could put a fucking house brick with the letter R on it, it would get elected.
No oil. They don't want oil. They don't want guns. They don't want religion. I don't think you're going to win Texas very well.
If they're so bad for Texas, why are they within the margin of error in Texas?
Now, we got a great poll in Texas. We're getting great polls all over the place, and they understand it. It's driving them crazy. And you know what?
Again, I can only point to the thing I said earlier. His biographer said, whatever he accuses his opponents of, he himself is guilty of. It's like absolute projection. He's getting shit polling, and it's driving him insane. Which is why he keeps mentioning it all the time.
Why, though? And Candace, it is. It's because of the spirit. There's a spirit the likes of which this country hasn't seen in a very, very long time.
Since we were wiping out the red folk. By the way, I don't think of people as red folk. I'm saying it from like... I'm translating for you what he means. You know.
So I just want to thank you all for being on the White House lawn, this beautiful, great lawn.
Who's he having a go? I mean, this beautiful great lawn. It won't be after they're done with it because you've just had 200 people trampling all over it. Not that that's necessarily a problem, but whatever. And also, he's saying, oh, it's such a great lawn. What's the housekeeper, the garden keeper? Is that who you're bigging up now? Okay.
And I'm very proud of this country. I'm very, very proud. I want to thank all of the doctors and labs and scientists and all of the people that are working so hard because we're way ahead of everybody.
No, you're not. Yeah, I want to thank all of the people who I'm ignoring and doing a fucking thing, doing these super spreader events anyway.
But I just want to thank most particularly you because you people come out and you come out and
you people. I think he means the blacks.